So I'll be starting with using a sunscreen as a primer. I'm using a sunscreen because it gives a glowy look and the primer I have doesn't give me that glowy finish. So now I'll be using a concealer to spot correct, and I'll be using the LA Girl Pro Concealer in the shade Fawn. I'll let this sit on my face for some time while I go in and do my brows. So for my brows, I'm just going to use a translucent powder to set any oil from the sunscreen. I go in with a lip liner. I don't have a brow pencil to fill in my brows. After filling in my brows, I'll then use the same shade of concealer I used to spot correct to conceal my brows. Now I'm done with my brows. I'm just going to use my fingertip to blend out the concealer. After that, I then use a beauty blender to blend off any harsh lines. To make sure the concealer doesn't cake up, I go in with a powder which is exactly my skin shade to set all those concealer in place. It's time for my base makeup. I'll be using a concealer which is exactly my skin shade to highlight where I usually highlight, which is the inner corners of my eyes, my nose, my forehead, my chin and my upper lip. And I'll be using the same shade of concealer which is LA Girl Pro Concealer in the shade Fawn. I'll let the concealer sit on my face for some time, then I go in with a liquid contour to sculpt my face, and I use this on my cheekbones, my forehead, my jawlines and my nose bridge. After blending out the concealer, I will go back with the contour brush to blend out any harsh lines, and then I'll also use the contour on my eyelids. When I'm done with that, I go in with the second round of concealer, and this will be a lighter shade of concealer, and I'm using the shade Fawn from the LA Girl Pro collection. I let this sit on my face for some time, then I go in with my blush, and I use this on my cheekbones and my eyelids. When I'm done blending the concealer, I always make sure I go back with the blush to blend out any harsh lines, and then I use the blush around my nose, which I connect to my cheeks. Now done with the cream product, I'm just going to use a setting powder to set everything into place. For my concealer, I use Sacha Buttercup loose setting powder, and I mix that with a translucent powder. For the rest of my face, which is the contour and the blush, I just use my powdered product to set everything into place, making sure I also put the product on my eyelids. For this look, I wanted a shimmery look, so I used a shimmer shade on my eyelids, my brow bones, and my nose. Next, for the eye look, I'll be using this angled brush to create a little bit of wing using a black shadow. Then I go ahead to set everything using a setting spray, and then I use my mascara. Just using an eyeliner to add back my beauty marks to my face, and then I use a brown lip liner to line my lips, and then I use a pink shade of blush on the inner part of my lips, and finally a gloss. So guys, this is the final look. Tell me what you rate this look over 10. Don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video.